So in today's video, I'm just going to be showing you what I had for the past week, as well as some updates of what I basically started doing, and if there are any, just like major changes. And so my name is Vic, and this is my weight loss journey. All right, so last Sunday, I was actually pretty much sick, and since then I've been in a recovery. Currently, I am drinking some medicine, and I'm still coughing from time to time. And because of that, I haven't been able to go to the gym as regularly as I would hope to be. Normally, I would go to the gym for 3 days, a rest day, and then another 3 days again. Normally, that would be the process. But for this week, since I am recovering, I was only able to go twice. I still did my usual routine with the exception of less weight and a little less number of reps as well. So basically it's just down to 80%. That's pretty much the big difference between what I normally do and what happened for this week. I do plan on going to the gym tomorrow. I didn't want to go today because I was actually feeling a little bit sleepy. And so I did sleep after my shift. So this is week 17 now, and a lot of things have already changed over the past several weeks in terms of my weight, in terms of what I actually do. And one of the biggest things is that I've actually started doing steps now. So before, I didn't really care about the number of steps that I had for the rest of the day. If I can get some steps in, sure, whatever. But if not, then it didn't really matter to me. It was only until recently, a few weeks back, that I actually started really counting my steps. I don't really have a particular number of steps in mind or a step goal in mind. Whenever I can, I actually try to do a 20-minute walk on the treadmill. Since I regularly go to the gym anyway, for the most part, I just walk to the gym instead of just using the car. And so that helps me out in terms of the number of steps that I take as well. In terms of the speed that I do on the treadmill, it's about at 6 to 8. And then for the incline, it's always at 4%. I'm not sure if that's optimum or whatever. The goal is for me to actually start doing it, and once I am comfortable doing it on a regular basis, then hopefully I can optimize it towards maybe down the road. But for now, just getting the motion of actually doing it, and I feel like that's pretty much helping me a lot. All right, so in terms of nutrition, here's what I had over the past 7 days. So basically starting off with Sunday, again, this was the first day that I was actually sick, and so I didn't really get to eat a lot of food. For breakfast, I only had a banana, and then for lunch, another banana plus cheese pizza. Basically, one slice is about 72 grams basically. And so that's pretty much what I ate. I also had a bit of chocolate cake, and then for dinner, I had a burger steak with rice, which was actually ordered by my wife for me. No snacks for that day, and that's it, 899 calories for that day. For Monday, for breakfast, I had 2 pieces of pandesal or sweet buns, and then I initially had butter on the first one, and I wanted to eat more pandesal because I was trying to recover a little bit more strength, and my idea was if I ate more food that I have more strength. My appetite still wasn't really that well enough, so I only ate 2 pieces, but I was feeling a little bit hungrier. A little after that, I actually got myself cup noodles from my mother-in-law's store. It's seafood flavor, and I ate that. For lunch, I had goto. Basically, that's like porridge with ox tripe. It was pretty filling, and so I was pretty much satisfied with that. And for dinner, I was actually feeling a little bit stronger, so I had cooked myself some chicken breasts. I cooked it in oil with my usual seasonings and a little bit of rice. And so that's for a total of 1,256 calories. Okay, and for Tuesday, for breakfast, so I actually had a pack and a half of chicken mami, which is basically just chicken noodles, which was something that my wife actually prepared in the morning. My son already ate half of the first pack, and I ate basically one in his half, so it was 1.5. It already had 2 boiled eggs in it, and I wanted to add a little bit more in terms of like the protein. So I cooked myself some extra chicken breasts and cooked it in butter. For lunch, I just categorized my protein shake because it was right about lunchtime when I went to the gym. After going home, I actually had a little bit of rice along with nilaga. Basically, it's pork stew, and it's mixed with vegetables like green beans, potatoes, and cabbage. Very, very delicious and hearty meal, if I do say so myself. And for dinner, I had a protein bar and some milk. I was trying to hit my protein goal of 100 grams for that day. And for snacks, which is normally what I take between my shift, which starts at 12 midnight, all the way up until 9 a.m. So I had coffee, some mango yogurt, and then an orange. I also had some oatmeal, and then I added a little bit of milk to it, plus my usual energy drink. So a total of 2,013 calories for that day. All right, so for Wednesday, for breakfast, I had some rice. I actually mixed 3 eggs with my ground beef, and then had a little bit of bacon and then I added a little bit of oil to the whole thing because the bacon was actually covered in a lot of oil. And for lunch, I actually had a quarter pounder. My wife had spaghetti. She wasn't able to finish it, so I ate the rest of it, and then I ate the chicken that came along with the spaghetti meal, plus a plantain, which was actually boiled. And then for dinner, I just had a little bit of tea, which is kind of like a laxative to help me with my constipation that I get every single day, and a little bit of milk to soften the flavor of the tea. And for snacks, I had my usual coffee, a little bit of Toblerone, which is basically just one triangle, a pack of trail mix by Kirkland, which has basically just nuts and some M&Ms, and then a banana, for a total of 2,472 calories for that day and 110 grams of protein. All right, moving on to Thursday. For breakfast, I had some Chicken Joy, which is actually just leftover chicken from a previous day, and then I ate some rice with it, and that's pretty much it. For lunch, I had pork sinigang. This was newly cooked for that day, and then a little bit of rice as well. The pork sinigang has a lot of vegetables in it. There's eggplant, and there's also some water, spinach, and some okra. Nothing for dinner. And then for snacks, I had my usual coffee, and I added some milk to it, and then some Greek yogurt and 2 oranges. And that's for a total of 1,365 calories with 71 grams of protein. I didn't really care for protein for this day because I didn't really go to the gym, so it's fine. Next would be Friday. For breakfast, what I had was baked mac. I added some ground beef to it to make it a little bit heavier on the protein side. I also had some Yakult, and towards the latter part of the day, which is basically around breakfast time, I also had some rice, some eggs, just basically 3 eggs, and then some skinless longanisa. And then I also had some chocolate cake for dessert. And for lunch, I had my usual whey protein. I had a little bit of sinigang, which was a leftover from the previous day, and some white rice, plus a banana for dessert. Nothing for dinner. And then for snacks, just the usual coffee, some Greek yogurt, and a banana, for a total of 2,044 calories for that day and 131 grams of protein. And finally for today, I had breakfast earlier, and we opted to buy some McDonald's for breakfast today. So I had my favorite one, which is a sausage, egg, and cheese McMuffin. I also ordered pancakes for my kids, and I wanted to include an extra sausage with their hotcake so that I could actually just get the sausage. They don't really care for the sausage, only I like the sausage here in the house. So there you go. Plus, they weren't able to finish their fries, so I ended up finishing the rest of their fries, which is around 80 grams. And then finally, I also had the rest of my daughter's pancake as well because she couldn't really finish it. It was a pretty big pancake, and so I had that as well. It was a pretty hefty breakfast in terms of the calories. Well, it's only because it's from McDonald's. But yeah, so after that, I had lunch. I had some biscuits that were sent by my mother-in-law. And then after that, I also had a Hershey's bar, which is pretty small. It's a snack size. And then after that, we had ordered rotisserie chicken, and we had that for lunch, plus rice. Nothing for dinner. And finally, for snacks, I actually boiled some eggs prior to this day, and so I had that throughout my shift, and then some coffee, and along with 2 pieces of bananas, for a total of 2,267 calories for that day with 113 grams of protein. I was actually planning on going to the gym for this day. This is why I had a little more than 100 grams of protein, but I actually was feeling a little too tired, so I just ended up not going, but still did my steps in anyway. In terms of my average steps, it's at 2,700. I wasn't able to do cardio, or I wasn't able to do any steps in for Sunday and Monday because, like I said, I was sick, and slowly eased into it towards the following days. In terms of my overall physique, I feel like it's changed ever since I started. I used to have a bigger tummy. It's not quite big anymore, which is a good thing. I've started being able to wear some of the other clothes that I have, particularly like this shirt and the shirt that I was actually wearing yesterday for the other video. So it's pretty nice. I still wouldn't really wear this shirt outside right now because it's still a bit too tight. In terms of the loose skin that I haven't really noticed if I have that much. So my arms, I can't really wiggle them I think that's a pretty good deal. And as well as my tummy. So I can't really show you my tummy right now, but basically if you see the photos or the videos that I'm going to show you, basically I still have a bit of flab on the sides, and you know, you can grab it and there's still a little bit of fat in there, and so I'm actually waiting for all the fat to like really melt away so that I can see if I would have loose skin or not. I don't really know yet. I have been taking collagen to help with the loose skin. You know, it's hard to tell if it's actually working or not, but you know, we'll see down the road. Currently I'm at 252 pounds. I haven't really reached 249.7 yet, which still makes me a little under 40 pounds in terms of the weight I've lost. And so yeah, that's pretty much all the changes that have been happening for at least for me. One thing that's been working is just getting more steps in. I've just been having a little bit more snacks than usual. I want to go back to how it was, where I would just really focus on my protein and a little less carbs, and basically just a little less of everything else except protein. But you know, it hasn't happened yet, and I'm planning to do that probably next week, so we'll see. I'll let you guys know in the next update. So if you have any questions for me, feel free to put it down in the comments below. If you want to see a video about my 5 tips on how to start losing weight, and click right here to see that video. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you all stay safe. Peace out, fam.